You have learnt both about the need for food and types of food. Let us learn something more about food. Let us learn about constituents of food. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates include starch, sugars, and fibrous substances. Rice, wheat, corn, bajra, jowar are cereals. Cereals contain plenty of starch and small quantities of proteins and fats. They provide the body with the energy it needs, which is why chapatis, bhakris, rice are important items of our daily diet. They contain sugars like fructose, sucrose, glucose, and lactose, which make energy available. All carbohydrates are reduced to glucose during digestion, and glucose is supplied through the blood to all parts of the body. Cells of the body use this glucose for generating energy. Extra glucose is converted into glycogen and stored in the liver. Whenever necessary, glycogen is used for producing energy. Next constituent of food is proteins. Proteins play an important role in the building of the body. We get proteins from dals like arhar, chana, moong, moat, soya, as well as from animal products like milk, eggs, fish, and meat. Proteins are basically carbon compounds, that is, organic substances which contain nitrogen. Enzymes which facilitate various biochemical processes are proteins. The substances like deoxyribonucleic acid, that is DNA, and ribonucleic acid, that is RNA, which determine the inherited characteristics of an organism, contain nitrogen. Thus, to make the necessary nitrogenous compounds available to living things, proteins must be included in their diet. Fats are also one of the constituents of food. We get fatty substances like oil, fats, fatty acids, etc. from oil seeds. Butter and ghee are also fats. Digestion of fats generates energy. Fats also provide some vitamins. During digestion, fat is broken up into glycerol and fatty acids. Fatty acids are supplied to all parts of the body through the blood and are used for producing energy. Extra fatty acids are combined again with glycerol to form fat. This fat is stored in the body. Whenever needed, it is again broken up. Exercise also helps in digestion of fat. Let us now study about fibrous substances, another constituent of food. Fruits and leafy vegetables contain a fibrous substance called cellulose. Since cellulose is not digested, we do not get energy from it. However, it helps in forming the stools and thus expelling the undigested waste part of food. Vitamins are one of the important constituents of food. Vitamins play a very important part in all life processes. The disorders caused by the deficiency of vitamins are given in brief in the following table along with the sources of vitamins. Leafy vegetables, carrots, papaya, and milk are the sources of vitamin A. Deficiency of vitamin A causes night blindness. Dals, leafy vegetables, milk are sources of vitamin B. Deficiency of vitamin B causes redness of the tongue and roughness of the skin. Amla, lemons, oranges, sprouted pulses are sources of vitamin C. Deficiency of vitamin C causes bleeding from gums and scurvy. Early morning sun, cod liver oil, shark liver oil are the sources of vitamin D. Deficiency of vitamin D causes bending of the bones of the leg and fins, back, and also causes rickets. It is very necessary to protect our food. Let us see the ways of protecting food. Various measures must be adopted to preserve food grains so that they are made available whenever needed. In this process of preservation, maintaining the quality of food is very important. Various methods are used to preserve food. Preserving grains. Grains are mainly dried to preserve them. The shelf life of the grains increases when the water content of the grains is reduced. Sun drying, storing in a dry place, keeping pests like mice and rats away from the places of storage, using neem leaves or pesticides to protect the grain from insects are some of the methods of protecting grains. Grains get wasted if they are not properly handled or stored. Tons of grains are wasted if they are attacked by insects or mice and rats. Let us now look at the ways of preserving food. Cooked food gets spoilt quickly by the growth of microorganisms in it. That is why we have to boil foods like milk, soups, and curries from time to time. Use of refrigerators helps in preserving food. The growth of microorganisms depends upon temperature. If food is preserved at low temperatures, it lasts longer and better. In a cool place, leafy vegetables remain fresh for a long time. To preserve leafy vegetables, fruits, cooked food, it is necessary to store them at low temperatures. Microorganisms cannot grow at the temperature inside a refrigerator, that is, at 5 degrees Celsius, and food remains safe in it. Nowadays, to prevent wastage of potatoes and onions due to sprouting, they are treated with gamma rays. It is called as food irradiation. For storage of leafy vegetables, fruits, etc. on a large scale, cold stores are used. To prevent milk from getting spoilt, it is first heated to a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius to destroy any microorganisms in it and then cooled quickly. This process is called pasteurization. Fruits and vegetables are also kept in cold stores. However, they get spoilt if the warehouses are not maintained properly. Jams or pickles get spoilt if their jars are not properly sealed or if they do not contain the right proportion of sugar or salt. Microorganisms from air enter the jars and funguses grow on them. All of us should make efforts to preserve food and prevent wastage. To prevent wastage of food, we can use various methods such as drying, boiling, storing at low temperature, candying, meaning adding sugar, salting, and pasteurization. Besides, certain chemical preservatives can also be used to prevent spoilage of food. Some chemical preservatives include sodium metabisulfate, citric acid, boric acid, acetic acid, or vinegar. Detecting adulteration of food. Adding any other unsafe substance in the food item is called food adulteration. It is necessary that we eat only safe food. However, we sometimes get adulterated foodstuffs. We must be alert while buying any food items. Adulteration can be detected by simple methods. If we eat adulterated food, we are at the risk of falling ill. It is an offense to adulterate foodstuffs. To prevent adulteration of food, it is inspected by the Food and Drug Administration Department.